My dear brothers and sisters in the sickle cell community, I hope you are all doing well. And if you are not, I sincerely pray that your condition will be improved. I just came back from Albany right now for the conference that was organized by Pfizer regarding discrepancies of medical treatment in this country or in my state for that matter. Anyway, I just saw the flower in front of my house and I went to go harvest them because they're in their epic. They only last for a few days. I hope some of you, my brothers and sisters, you still take a time off to smell the roses. They are little things. They are tiny things of life to be appreciated. They won't hurt you. They still smell good. Any chance that you have, don't miss it. Enjoy the good things of life. It might not be much. It's a tiny thing. But it's worth acknowledging. It will take some stress away from you. Don't let sickle cell just bore you down. Don't let sickle cell take all your life away. There are still a few things that I do enjoy myself. And this is one of them. Whatever chance I have to appreciate the beauty of nature. Oh, try it some days. You will understand what I'm saying. Life is not all thinking about the cross that sickle cell have put on us. You were born of sickle cell, but don't let sickle cell burn you. Take a moment off. Enjoy the little things in life. Smell the roses, in your garden, in front of your house, by the side of your house, on the roadside. It will take your mind off some worriness. Again, as I said, I just came from Albany a few minutes ago when I noticed this beautiful flower blooming on my front lawn. Look at it this way. On my way coming from Albany today, there's a part of me that was very upset and disappointed. The tiny, approximately 3 million that we have been lobbying for, that was put in the current budget that just passed. Only today, I heard the news that it has been totally cut off from the budget. It's not approved. 3 million. 3 million for the whole population of sickle cell patients that we have been lobbying for in New York State was just cut off, just like that. Anyway, there were many people, parents, mothers, individuals who are suffering from sickle cell disease that was presenting their case and how their life have been turned almost upside down because of what they have to go through with this disease of sickle cell. They were also member of Congress. There was also member of our state legislative senators, state Congress men and women. I saw many of their faces. They all show up trying to say, good praises about what different organizations are doing, and that this is the way they're going to fight, come next year. We have to mobilize to praise them. And people were praising them, of course. I guess they get used to this right now. But year in, year out, this is what we have been fighting for. Just a tiny slice to be put in the budget to help sickle cell organization and to help sickle cell patients who are dying, to be able to give them the list of amenities to help them deal with the difficulty we're going through. It was just cut off from the budget just like that. To me, this side of me really made me a kind of sad. So I did not really have the need of seeing the various congressmen and senators who were parading in this conference to say, oh, this is so congressman, let's give him or her 5 minutes to express what they want to say. How they're going to fight, the fight is going to continue. But this has been going on year in, year out. What really pained me in my heart is that the same promise that they have been making year in, year out is still what is still going on. 3 million, 3 tiny million for a budget that is like a drop in the pocket was just axed out, as if the life of us doesn't worth nothing. And for me to see the Congress and the senators who are parabolating today, line by line, we are acknowledging them, I don't really see, why we should be lavishing all these praises on them. I would have liked to see that there was a demonstration in Albany, not the patient or the various groups who have been trying to do our best to lobby. Rather, I would have loved to hear or read in paper that the senators and the state congress women and men, that they demonstrated. A time must come where men and women of integrity stood their ground and said, this is a shame. Sickle cell, a genetic disease that has been discovered since 1901. In the computer age, in the year 2018, we are still begging for 3 million for the whole state, for the population of sickle cell in the whole New York state. Yet, they just asked it out with no substantial reason. So therefore, why should I be languishing in their praise? For what? For doing what? For one time, they need to take a stand. Take a stand. Even though it was still cut off. Don't come to the conference and say, you have to rally around us. Next year, we are going to make sure it's going to be our priority number. We make sure that this thing. But what did you say last year? Year before last? Year before that? This is a shame. A time come, men and women, the real true people, let us draw a line. You must draw a line and say, this is the last of it. This is the last of it. The state government, whoever are the chairman who is making their decision on this budget, say, this is the last straw. We're going to take a stand. Let men be men, let women be men. Stand your ground. That's a shame. That's a disgrace. This is the way I look at it. This is the way I view it. This is the feeling I got. Sure, I'm a sickle cell patient. So what? It is important for me to think about others who is also equally suffering like me. Maybe they might not have these roses in front of their house or the little pad where I lay my head here that is growing. Why? Don't let this politician discourage you, my brothers and sisters with sickle cell. The shame is not on us. The shame is on them. I would have expected them that they would take a stand. Take a stand and say once and for all, this is a disgrace. Total disgrace. 20 million for the whole state of New York for the purpose of helping people that is suffering and dying, to organize for a better ways to cure this disease. Yet, these men and women did not even have a heart to stand and cry, say, enough is enough. This is my people. This is human beings who are dying. To me, I look at it as a shame, not something to glorify you for walking down and saying, well, next year, this is going to be our goal. Really? Do you people know how many some of us with sickle cell hours we put in writing those petitions, sending it to you, distributing it to people, rain or snow, speaking to teacher in school, children in school, at the same time looking for the rightful moment to give them all those petitions. Please sign for me here. This is for what we are fighting for, to have some aid for students, to have some aid for family who are dealing with sickle cell. They don't have no idea of what we people who have sickle cell have to go through, or at least some of us who have conscience. For a politicians or this representative of ours not giving me a substantial reason why such a thing was just cut off, other than to say, well, we did our best, we did not even know, when the deal was done. Where were you? Give me a break. Even if you are not there, share your anger. Even if it was not finally approved, show something to us. Who is dying of this disease? Be out there. Say, I demonstrated. I hated it. I could not take it in my soul. It caught through. Show me. Encourage me so that I will further continue the fight to bring to bear along with you, senators and state Congress people. I am disappointed. I don't know about the thought of others who were praising you when you were in the hall. I'm definitely not one of them. If I have a choice in the conference that I participated today that was organized by Pfizer, I probably will just say, we don't need them. Let the people who are really advocating share their tears. Let the world hear them, not the politicians. Enough is enough. Somebody, one way or the other, if you have a mind, if you have a soul, if you know the pain that we are going through, I would have expected that there is a better way for them to break this news, just to say where the budget didn't pass. Why not? What is the reason? What is the reason? Is there no level that you people withdraw the limits? At least in your soul, have a pride. Have a pride of what your race is going through, of what we are going through, of what many minority who have this disease are going through. Don't you people have a conscience? Don't you people have a conscience? When enough is enough, I'm saddened. I really do. I really do. I'm not only crying for myself, but the thousands and thousands of others who are also in the same boat with me, dying of sickle cell in this modern war that we say we are. Yet, our representative, for me, I look at them that they fold like a cheap camera. I don't need to hold a price on them. This is not the first time. How long will it take to save a man's life when we are dying daily? And the disease is all over the world, by the way. Why can't we be a leader that the rest of the world will copy for? If in New York State, $20 million that some of them spend in refurbishing their office, they cannot even pass it. Cannot. I'm sure if I have a $1 million lobbyist and I come to each of your district, you will want to walk to death to make sure that, yes, my request is passed. Or if you think I was somebody of importance, they should stop giving us such a lousy news and say, next year, please rally around us. We got to make sure, this is so saddening. What is saddening? I didn't see it in you or by coming to the conference and we all saying, hello, congressman, I just want this so congressman to say a few words about what they are doing on our behalf. What are you doing? A $3 million cannot pass for a disease that have been discovered, that have been killing us since 1901. 1901. This is when this genetic disease, it was the first genetic disease in human being in this part of the world that the code, the molecular code of where this disease mutation rests have been discovered years ago. And yet, it is only now that we are just beginning to see what can be done appropriately about it. And then for people who are dying, for people, all the various advocates that are working, they are behind off to go see our representative in Albany. They cannot even fight for a common 3 million, which is like a drop in the bucket, looking at the needs that we need. To me, this is a shame. Shame, shame, shame to them. That's all I can say. You all know my face. You probably know my address. Come and pick me up in my house and kill me. Because I'm telling you that, to me, your degrees of importance have just been dropped in the bucket. As far as I'm concerned, I'm sure I'm not the only one who is feeling that disappointment. When are we going to learn? I didn't see any tear from your eyes. I didn't see any demonstration to really show that you did the best that you can when this news break, to the extent that if you really care in your heart, if you really think this is something that should have not been done to humanity, that all of you who are now claiming and parabolating, we're working, we just want to be with you here to let you all know that, yes, we are really serious, we're going to do something about it. Is it not the same story of last year, year before last, and so on and so forth? And so on and so forth. Tell me, am I missing something here? Even the petition that we sent to your offices and all the rest, I don't even think the governor saw them. And if he did, it's also in the same level as you. You don't have no heart. If you have a heart, and if you are willing to turn your eyes to see the suffering that is going on with sickle cell disease, what a man have to go through when they are in crisis, when a man have to go through after crisis, what a man have to go through, men and women with sickle cell, the type of handicap that we have. And yet, none of you, or many of you for that matter, are turning a blind eyes and just giving lip service. Next year again, we're not going to rest. Please, we want you all to rally around to come, so that we can tear this body. What body? What body? So if Pfizer did not organize a conference to show the world the various disparity of the way the medical service is so inadequate for some diseases and not for others, you congressmen and senator, state senator and state congressmen, you wouldn't have stood up and really, show us your anger, the feeling of humanity that you have in your heart to the public that can convince me when I read in papers, say, oh, congressmen are on strike, or they were demonstrating because of an important bill for the life of humanity. Yet, you people can afford to approve a bill to save an animal. But you will turn a deaf ear and eyes for patients who are dying from sickle cell disease. Oh well, as I said, most of you I have lost respect for you all. That's all. Because if you educate yourself and you know what is going on in your communities, in our community of sickle cell patient needs, boy, to hear that 3 million could not pass New York State of mind, the biggest state that have a lot of population of sickle cell patient. Shame on you all. Shame on you. I don't think you worth parading. Nothing. I would rather prefer you people didn't show your face in the conference today and give a lip service. So, this is what we need to do. You people have to rally. How many times have I heard this news? It burns my heart to see that a simple, tiny 3 million could not approve for the sickle cell patient, to help the children who have it, to help the adults who have it, to help the older ones who have it. Nothing. I say shame on you all. That's all I can say. Don't come and take a photo up with me and tell me that next year this is what we're going to do. That we're going to do. Really? Not to talk about lack of education, publicity, awareness of sickle cell that government is not taking into a serious consideration, and the problem still linger on. I don't want to leave my anger out there, but my dear brothers and sisters who have sickle cell, take courage. Some days, as the group that used to follow Martin Luther King said, someday, just some days, we shall overcome this. Do not believe what the politicians are saying. I want you to take courage. We're not going to stop. We will still continue on the fight. Whether you work for us or you don't work for us, whether you continue to give lip service or not, I am not going down without no fight. I'm going to go down fighting for my life and the life of all my brothers and sisters of sickle cell. If it's the last penny that I have, if he can carry me from point A to point B, just to voice out what is going on in the life of sickle cell patient, I am going to say that word. I am going to cry out. I am going to yell out. I'm already doing that now. Already. I pray that the different organization, foundation, research foundation, the national organization, let us all combine together a force to bear with the situation of sickle cell disease in our country. Let us tell the politician it's about time. If sickle cell is not cured permanently now, when? When? That's the question that I ask. When are we going to end this human suffering that we are languishing in? You might turn your blind eyes. Believe me, the good Lord is looking upon you all. Don't think that God make garbage. No. Whatever comes from the hand of God is only Him. And sickle cell patients, we are not garbage. We are not garbage. We are human beings. That what is sit at the table. Congressmen and senators, you have disappointed me. I don't even know about others. I'm sure the others also have the feeling. They are just not willing to express it the way I'm doing right now. Again, as I said, many of you know my faces in this New York state of ours. If you don't want to do something, fine. It's on your conscience too. Okay? We are all in the same pot. The same pot. Think about it. Think about it. If you search deep, there's probably one or two in your family who is also dying of sickle cell. Pretending to do something and not do something. It's in your mind. You're just avoiding it. Show me the fight. Show me your feeling. Show me what you really think. Not when Pfizer is having conference to discuss in front of you or to present some patient in front of you of what we are going through. Only then that I see you parading to be the church. This is what we're going to do next year. We're not going to stand for this. Why don't you do it before the conference took place today? Why don't I see some fight in you, some demonstration in you, in the parliament, in the hall, where men of faith and sincerity have fought their battle? Won't you fight for me? Won't you fight for your brothers? Won't you fight for a dying child? Even if that fight, you didn't win it. You're just going to raise up your hand and say, well, next year we're going to do this. We're going to make sure. We're going to make sure. Where was your sincerity? Where did I see in paper that there was a lot of commotion? There was a lot of petition that congressmen, senators, they were sending to the budget office, to the governor office,